All right, man. Questions about Canelo hunger, and also people saying that Canelo and Crawford look the same size. I addressed the size. No Diddy, no Harvey Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey, no Kanye. Um, I think most people think all sizes created equally. Um, naturally, being a super middleweight and moving up to super middleweight, and Bud did take a year to acclimate to the weight. He looked a lot taller. He had them big, thick ass Asics on to look like whatever they was. He looked a little bit taller, and he also had a hoodie on. So, but he looked bigger. He looked bigger, and I heard multiple people like Zab Judah, and shout out to Zab. Zab kind of always stay on code too. One of the few dudes. Well, most of the OGs outside of Coonweather, but his father's solid too. But yeah, so basically, he was one of the few people that said Bud is stronger than Canelo. And, it depends, what people mean in strength. Do you mean them physically clashing? Does it mean the pressure that he gonna bring? And the thing about what Crawford understands and what Usyk understands, they used to have a wrestling background. They understand center of gravity, how to leverage the bigger guy. The difference here is Crawford is the taller guy. Yeah, I don't think Canelo's a true 5'7", 5'8". It don't look like. Or Crawford's a little bit taller than that. So he's not, so I don't really know if Crawford really got to get to there. But if he get on the inside, he'll know how to drop his weight and do things. But you won't want to fight night. You can see a box that look heavy and look light. You can see a smaller box that look light and it can be heavy. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all about the body. Looks can be deceiving. I see a lot of guys that y'all think is strong as hell, and a lot of it is just fast twitch muscles, just fast twitch. It must make their muscles grow, but they're not strong. Laterally, straight up and down, they're not strong. Pulling themselves or pulling or pulling, none of that. They're not strong. So you got to be able to see, and this is boxing strength wise too. How much strength do you can gain without compromising speed, agility, and conditioning is the true question. That's the thing about it. Can you get stronger without compromising speed, agility, and conditioning? Pacquiao was able to do it. Pacquiao was able to get stronger. He didn't compromise, a speed, saying he got faster. Didn't compromise, conditioning too much. It didn't seem like it. He took breaks here and there. Pacquiao knew how to take breaks into a fight, but he didn't compromise it. For the most part, Pacquiao welterweight was optimal. And then a lot of his opponents had the, rehydration clause put on them or catch weights. But that's the ideal way that you want to move up into a weight class. That's the ideal. That's the perfect way that you see a guy filling out of the weight class, maintaining speed, still keeping some pop, still having respectable pop, his conditioning. That's ideal. Can I think of somebody else who actually moved up and hit the ground running like that? Usyk, I think it's a little bit different because Usyk's a heavyweight. That's why I think it's different. Yeah, that's why I think it's different because Usyk's actually a heavyweight. So that's my mic on. So, but just thinking about it, guys, it's really and a lot of guys today scared to move up in weight. A lot of guys scared to move up in weight, but guys just really moved. Even when Tank moved up to 40, he looked a little chunky around the waist. So that's not bad though, because a lot of that not having abs that lets you absorb body punishment more. So as far as the size, man, people keep talking about he looked bigger, he looked stronger. It's the same kind of back and forth we have when guys are like, oh, the weight cut, he looked drained, or he gonna be drained fight night. Then the vitality fight night is regular or is great. He's in great shape. People remember they said, "Oh, Charlie looked good when he made weight versus Canelo." I said, "No, the fuck he didn't," and I was right. I knew he lost. I thought he had a really good chance. I knew he lost, and he said he looked up to Canelo. But when he got on that scale, I knew it for the coach. I knew. I was like, yeah, Bud, they had a plan. Now, only on fight night is it gonna tell. Everything else is probably the same for them. How they gonna eat, how they gonna cut, cutting is a little bit easy. Get a little bit more carbs, a little bit more protein. They know what weight they want to come in at. You know, another thing, you know, people, you know, really may seem like Crawford is the bigger guy. The weight cut is more comfortable for him. The weight cut is more comfortable. He looks more healthy. Fighters look sick the week of the fight because they're cutting weight. They don't want to talk too much and do PR. You know what I'm saying? They really sipping on water. I remember Curtis Stevens said he used to juice the week of the fight. I mean, like, he used to just juice. That's all he used to do is juice. And I don't mean steroids. I mean, like, vegetables and carrots and put it into the juicer. That's what he used to do to cut weight. He's a thick little dude, too. So Crawford is looking big because the cut, he's a happy fighter with the cut. That's why he looking so big. Like, I ain't got to cut back down to 54, 47, 40, 35. And then, you know, people talking about the punch that Gamboa hit him with. Oh, Gamboa hit him. You know, Canelo hit him. They don't really necessarily mean that. You know, they don't necessarily mean that. I mean, you know, Marcus Madonna couldn't knock out Amir Khan. But Khan dropped Marcos Madonna. So you got to understand, weight gain improves the ability to take a punch. Yeah, it improves your ability to take a punch. You able to absorb punishment better. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, you cut weight down to a fighter, you cut it all the way down. It's hard to take a punch. It's hard to take a punch. So people talking about with the Gamboa hit him, and he said his left thigh got stiff, and you know that's because the weight cut. The weight cut, you don't take punches the same. Come fight. Now, even with rehydration, you don't take them the same. But to Canelo looked thin. He looked smaller because he trying to cut that weight. Canelo got to cut weight. You know, it's still the same. And every time you fight at a weight and you got to cut it, it never gets easier. Only way it get easier is if your practices get easier. You eat cleaner, you bring a dietitian in, you change this, you go vegan, you know, you test your blood and see what you need or don't need to make the weight. Then on top of that, you got to stay the course. You got to make sure you burning this amount of calories. You got to make sure your intake stay this much when you eating. See, that's what people don't understand. That shit get tiresome. The working out, the cutting weight. That's why you see so many fighters, they retire and they get fat as fuck. Because they've been suppressing their body from nutrients and they want to eat what the fuck they want to eat when they want to eat. So Canelo's going to look smaller because he's actually having a true weight cut. He cutting fucking weight. He cutting weight. You know, for Bud, he look healthy. You know, come fight night, we'll see what Canelo rehydrate. That's when he going to look full. And that's when you're going to start to see on fight night, you know, when they go face to face or bell about to ring the bell, they're going to be like, damn, Canelo looks so much bigger than Bud. That's when it's going to kick in. I'm telling you. If it is going to happen, that's when Canelo look a lot more thicker than Bud. And a lot of Canelo weight is in his legs too. But as far as his hunger, I mean, obviously the hunger not there. It ain't been there. I think he really ain't been a hungry fighter since probably since the Billy Joe, Caleb Plant, Charlo thing. I don't think he really got up for Munguia. I don't think he really got up for Egner Berlanga. I don't think he got up for William Skull. You know, I was watching Chris Minnick. He did an interview with Andre Ward. He got a channel now, and he was making all these excuses for Canelo. Well, it was 6 a.m. in Riyadh, or 6 in there, and he was sluggish. And no, that motherfucker, he don't know how to cut the ring off. You're a professional. And it didn't matter about how sluggish he was. There wasn't no excuse. William Skull, too. He had to go through the same thing. He didn't know how to work. Mexicans don't know how to work the jab. That's why they always behind. That's just why they always 2 or 3 steps behind, you know, American fighters and some European fighters, some Eastern European fighters. That's why they always 2 or 3 steps behind. They don't jab. They don't jab. They want to throw hook. I love the way they go to the body, left hook to the body, to the liver, left hook. They don't jab enough. Mexican fighters do not jab enough. I mean, when Canelo throw the jab, it's a great thing. When Benavidez throw a jab, it's a great thing. But they want to hook and uppercut and hook to the body. They don't want to jab. So right then and there, you let some fighters like Mayweather or Bivol get the jab going, Ain't shit you can do. Once they can play with you with that jab, it's over with. The jab is a layup. It's to get, now that they warming up from the 3-point line, but you get a layup, couple layups, then you get a little couple mid-range jumpers. Then the what they say, the basket looking like the ocean, and everything working off the jab. Now you working off jab. When that jab land, when one of these fighters, some of these fighters get in rhythm with the jab, it's a wrap. But it's hunger. Yeah, who the fuck want to still be cutting weight? In reality, he just getting money at this point. He just doing this just to fund his retirement fund. His mindset is, I gotta get, while I'm still able to get it, I don't want to come back and do this. I want to get as much money while I'm still willing and able to do so. I can retire humbly. They're gonna pay me to fight these easy fights. I'm gonna do it. They're gonna pay me to fight a fucking welterweight, Berlanga, Plant, Billy Joe, Callum Smith, John Ryder. I mean, they're gonna pay me to fight these guys, and they ain't gonna be too tough. I'm telling you, of course he's not hungry no more. 60-something fights. What else can he do but pass the torch? So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.